Hi, my name is Jacob Businger, and I did my synthesis project with the Wood County Parks District, and I created 3 different infographics for them, one on ticks, one on mosquitoes, and one on bug spray. So a little bit of introduction about the Parks Department is it consists of 20 parks and over 1,000 acres, all located here in Wood County, Ohio. Currently, they do not have any material or information about mosquitoes, ticks, and bug spray, so it's kind of hard to find, preventions and stuff like that through the Parks District. And their mission statement is to preserve the quality of the land while providing recreation and educational opportunities for Wood County residents. A statement of the visual communication problem. Currently, the Parks District has no educational items on mosquitoes, ticks, and bug spray, which kind of contradicts their mission statement, which states to provide educational opportunities for residents of Wood County. A search for any of the items, so a search for mosquitoes, ticks, or bug spray on their website will come up with no results. And also, if you visit the park, there's nothing really hung up on the message boards about information on those animals and on bug spray. And they have no previous infographics for me to use as far as a reference or kind of to use the same style, so I kind of had free reign in regards to creating the infographics, but they also have no set brand standards that they go by. The only thing that they did ask for me to do is keep their same logo and use that same logo in the final infographic. So a little bit of insight into my process and the solutions I created. So when I first met with my client, we had both gathered some inspiration, some different infographics that we liked, and we kind of looked at different elements in certain infographics we like as opposed to ones we didn't like in other infographics. And these 3 infographics on your screen are the ones that really stood out to us as the ones we liked. So the one on the far left, what we really liked about this infographic was how it was really broken up, and it looked like a scene that you'd see in the summertime as far as the different things in the yard. So we thought that this would be good because residents would be able to see where you can typically find mosquitoes and how to be sure you keep them out of your yard. And then in this middle infographic, we discussed how we really liked how it looked like the bottle of the bug spray, and you were really able to tell that it was about bug spray. And we also liked how it had these little items coming off the side where it looked like the mist or the spray that's coming out of the bug spray with the information that was inside of them. And then on this infographic to the far right, what my client and I really liked about this one is how it was clearly broken up into the different sections on the infographic. My client sent me a lot of information that they wanted all tied into one infographic, so we thought that the best way to put all that information in, but also keep it easy to read, was splitting it up into sections like you see in this infographic right here. And in all these infographics, you will see that I implemented some of the design aspects and some of the layout aspects into all of them. So after I found some inspiration, I created an art palette to go by to keep all the infographics the same, since they really didn't have any branding standards. So I kind of had a little bit of liberty to do what I wanted to do here. So right up here you can see their current logo that they have. The logo on the left is just their logo that they use, and then the logo on the right is for the different corners of some of the images that they use, and they have those for all 4 corners of an image. So I was able to get all 4 of those, so I was able to place them wherever it fit into the infographics. And then down here you will see the color palette that I went with for the infographics. These 2 colors on the bottom here were the colors that are found in their current logo above. The green is obviously in the tree in the ground, and then the red is on the banner on the outside. And then the top row are colors that I liked and I used throughout the infographics. I used this green here on the left just because I wanted to use green because it reminded me of parks and being outside. But I didn't want to use too dark of a green, so I went ahead and chose that lighter green. And then when you look next to it, I just chose this color because it complemented the green well. And then I went ahead and used the same red that was found in their logo. After I got done with the art palette, I went ahead and started drawing up some sketches about the infographics. I created 3 sketches for each infographic and sent them over to my client. So here in this one on the left, you will see the kind of outdoor scene that I was trying to go with, like the inspirational infographic that I showed you earlier. And then in these 2 infographics to the right, you'll see how it is more broken up into different sections and kind of still contains a lot of information, but broken up easily so someone would be able to read it. And then these are the sketches that I drew up for the ticks. Here again, down here, you'll see the outdoor scene, and then in these 2, you'll see the different sections broken up. And then this is for the bug spray infographic, and this one right here and this one right here, you'll see the spray bottle, which we saw previously in the inspiration page. And then up here in this infographic, you see how it is broken up into the different sections. So after I created the sketches, I went ahead and sent them over to my client, and we then went ahead and had a phone interview and discussed some of the things she liked in them and some of the things she wanted to see, and she kind of really wanted to tie them all together. So this is the first color mock-up for the mosquito infographic. And then after I created this, I sent it over to her, and she had some modifications she wanted. So then I went ahead and created a second mock-up, and you will see right here. And then the final output for this infographic is going to be 12 by 18, and I'm going to send the client a PDF so they are able to print it, as well as an editable AI file. Here you have the first color mock-up of the tick infographic. I used the break it up into the 4 sections, and then right here in the middle there's going to be 3 different photos of the ticks that are found in Northwest Ohio. And in the blank circle in the mosquito infographic, there's also going to be an image of a mosquito. I'm just waiting to get those images from the Parks District. And then down here in these blank boxes right now, there's also going to be images of how to remove a tick if you do find one on yourself at the parks or at home. And this file is going to be output at 18 by 12, and it is also going to be sent as a PDF and an editable AI file. And then here we have the 2 infographics that are to be created on bug spray. The infographic on the left here is going to be used on their Instagram page. The output size is 1600 by 1600, and it is not going to have this white bar around the outside at the top here. And then this infographic on the right is the one that's going to be used on their Pinterest page, and the size of this is 600 by 900 pixels because they Pinterest they ask you to use a 2:3 ratio when you post the pictures, so that is why I went ahead and used 600 by 900 pixels. And you will see that I kept the spray bottle and the title similar in both the Pinterest one and the Instagram one. That way the person let's say a person views the infographic on Instagram first, and then they move over to Pinterest and they're just browsing on their Pinterest feed. and they see this infographic on the right come up, they'll know that it's tied in with the Wood County Parks District, and they'll be able to click on it, and that'll take them to the park's actual website, which will create more web traffic for the parks as well. These are going to be both sent to the client as JPEG files as well as editable AI files like the last two infographics. And then finally, some lessons I learned from this project. The first lesson I learned is that communication is very important. It's important that you keep your client informed with all your progress. That way they're able to trust you and know that you're doing a good job. I met with my client first in person, and then in that in-person interview we set up times where I'd email her. So I am emailing her every Wednesday, and she usually just responds with a thanks for the update, or she gives me feedback if I send her some files that I have finished. Usually my updates consist of just information about the phases that we completed the previous week, and then if I have any files to send her, I will go ahead and send those in the weekly update as well. And then another lesson I learned is that it's important to have good file management. I had all my files in one folder on my desktop. This way I was able to not waste any time looking for different pictures or looking for my inspirations again online. I was able to all go right in this folder and find the files, and that ultimately saved me a lot of time in the long run and really allowed me to put all my focus into creating the infographics for the client. And then another lesson is time, budgeting your time. It's very easy to get distracted, especially, in the summer semester with a bunch of different things going on, but it's important to just chunk out time during the week or a few hours each day where you are able to work on the project. That way you can really give your client the best results possible. And then the final lesson I learned is to be flexible when it comes to changes with the client. Like you saw with my mosquito infographic, I thought it looked good as a landscape layout, but my client really liked to see it more as a portrait, so I had to go ahead and rearrange the layout some, and so that took some time. But in the end, I realized that the client's the one that's going to be using the final product, so it's important that I make her happy and make the Parks District happy, and it doesn't really matter if I like it or not as long as they like it. So those are all the lessons that I learned from this project. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.